Hi everyone, Brice here from Intrepid Tactics. Going to give you our update for September 19th, 2023. We're going to start putting out some more video content like this for you, so go ahead and like and subscribe wherever you find this, be it on X or YouTube or elsewhere. We got some more video content coming down the pipe, so follow along as we start to put out more information. We had a fantastic Rifle 1 course over the weekend. Thanks to everybody that came out for that. For those of you that might not be as familiar with us, we do flat range style shooting. It's a combination of special operations style shooting with competition shooting and framed around a historical American gunfight. So in the case of Rifle 1, that's the Thomas Dustin carbine course. Thomas Dustin, of course, isn't as famous as his wife, Hannah Dustin. If you haven't read her story, do yourself a favor and go ahead and track that one down. It's all over the internet. Pretty famous American folk hero. Kind of fell by the wayside in, I don't know, the last century, but the 1800s she was extremely popular. She and her husband were attacked by Abenaki raiders, and Thomas Dustin grabbed his English smoothbore musket, got on his horse, and saved the majority of his family, his kids, by fighting off those raiders. Hannah Dustin was then captured, and her story became pretty famous. She's the first American woman to have a statue made in her honor. So go ahead and read that. Thomas Dustin is the center of our Rifle 1 course, though. It's all framed around being able to defend your family with your rifle should the need arise, whatever that might end up meaning for you. Hopefully that is not the situation you find yourself in, but you could find yourself in that situation in a moment's notice, just like Thomas Dustin did. So we're bringing back that American history and bringing in those practical skills that you need to learn. Our next courses that we got coming up are Pistol 1 and Pistol 2. Those are going to be October 27th and 28th, so we're doing those back to back. Go ahead and sign up for those if you haven't already. They're going to be great courses. We go all the way from, coming out of the holster, quick and accurate, working on slow, accurate fire, and then we culminate eventually in on the second day of that with all the way up to reacting to a complex near ambush, right? So the first course, Pistol 1's based around Wild Bill. We call it the Wild Bill quick draw course. He famously drew down and shot a guy, Davis Tutt, at 75 yards out of the holster after they had a disagreement at the gambling table. This is right after the Civil War. So pretty amazing story there too. And then Pistol 2 is all about Jonathan Davis, who reacted to an ambush as a gold miner just outside Sacramento in the mid-1800s. The guys ambushing him were pretty bad dudes. They'd been on a trail of just murdering people in the past few days leading up to ambushing Jonathan Davis. He, however, was a veteran of the Mexican-American War and had a good deal of martial experience under his belt, so he turned into the fight and by himself took on 11 guys with just 2 pistols and a Bowie knife. Some accounts say it was 14, some say it was 11, but pretty awesome. So we frame our Pistol 2 competition course of fire around that react to ambush incident. So come on out for those, Pistol 1 and Pistol 2. You will absolutely grow leaps and bounds in your pistol fighting, unless you're, Jerry Mikulik or somebody like that, right? And even then, you're going to have a fun time shooting the fun course. So come on out and give us come on out and shoot the course today. It's going to be awesome. All right. Next up, nighttime. It is getting dark out. We did a little bit of night shooting over the weekend. Got some time under nods and some time doing some white light work. Highly recommend getting out and getting some time in like that if you can. The days are only going to get darker, and you can be the light in that darkness. So make sure that your batteries are recharged, that everything is swapped out on your optics, on your pistols. Good time of year to go through everything and do that, and get up to speed with that. It's a lot of fun to go out and shoot in the dark with your friends, but also be safe doing it. So make sure that you know what you're doing that way. If you haven't been to a low light course, suggest to find one and learn how to do that from some professionals. All right, and then on to our book of the week. So what are we reading right now? The Area Intelligence Handbook by Mike Shelby. So just got this in, got a chance to peruse the last couple days. Really great stuff. If you guys haven't, I suggest you first off follow Mike Shelby wherever he's at on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter, all that. But pick this book up. Pick this book up doing a area study of your area. It's going to give you the intel that you need to understand the sort of things that you got to be training for, right? The sorts of threats that are going to be present in your area. And if you keep up to date with that, you're going to understand how the situation is changing in the area you're in. So in a lot of cities, for instance, crime is on the rise. Things are going a little crazy. If you're doing your area study, you know the bad parts of town, you know where to avoid, where to go to, what's okay that way, and you know the sorts of common threats that are starting to emerge, right? So places that might have been okay at one point no longer are after dark, that sort of thing. This book, though, is a lot more than that. It is 20 years of knowledge from the GWAT and really from conflicts before that encapsulated in one book. So if you're looking to get up to that next level in terms of not just understanding how to protect yourself in the immediate, but understanding the situation in your area as it unfolds and where you fit into that, I'd suggest you grab that book and follow as best you can those instructions and get your own area study built up. And then lastly, we are trying out some new equipment. So I wanted to show you guys this. This is a new shot timer from Shooters Global. Got some time in with it over the weekend. This thing is a pretty sweet tool, right? I've been using a Pack 3 timer for a while. And those are great. Shot timer's great in terms of getting those fundamental skills up and making sure you know that you're measurably improving on your times, right? Your splits, your time of the holster, all that. But this in particular is great in that it is can easily be adjusted for higher sensitivity for BBs, for airsoft guns, for dry fire, right? So where some of those other shot timers are a little bit harder to do that way, or a little bit really built just for the range, this thing really thrives in that it has a ton of variable settings that way. It's also got an app that comes with it, so you can set your camera up and video yourself, and then it'll impose your your times and your splits and everything on top of that video, so you can use that as a training aid to see, hey, where am I at and what am I doing wrong? Like, what am I getting snagged on or whatever as you're working on some drills. So really good for training, really good for, we used it over the weekend in Rifle 1, also been using it at home. Really good for the home training piece of it in that you can do some stuff at home that was difficult to do without a shot timer like this. So I can set up small courses of fire with an airsoft gun and run through it at my house and not have to go all the way out to a range or everything that comes with that, ammo costs and all that. So gives you another training option, a little bit lower cost training option. I highly recommend it. Use it in conjunction with some small lipstick targets like this, and you can do a lot with a little space and without having a full range at your home. So that's what we got going on this week. Like I said, go ahead and like and subscribe, follow us. We're going to be sending some more content out your way. So thanks everybody, and make sure to sign up for Pistol 1 and Pistol 2 on October 27th and 28th, and we'll see you next time.